What's up everybody and welcome. In today's video I want to talk about Leagues 5 because this league is doing something to me that's no other league has ever done before. I've played Leagues 2 through 5. I didn't play the first league. However, Leagues 2 was the best league for me in my experience. Trailblazer was excellent. Trailblazer Reloaded was also very good. Wasn't the biggest fan of Shattered Relics, but no league has actually ever made me want to go for the Dragon tier trophy. I've really just gone for max relics, max areas, played till I burnt out, and then fucked off back to the main game. But I was just sitting there this weekend and I thought, you know what, I was just below Adamant and I was like, fuck, I could go for Dragon, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's why I want to talk about in this video. Not this, oh, I'm going to Dragon, but I just want to discuss what I think about the league and why I think it's so controversial. My hot points, or hot topics, should I say, hot takes about the league that you guys might disagree with. And if you disagree with any of them, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to have the debate with you guys. And it's just obviously great support, and it's always good discussion. I think while on that topic, a lot of people find it's really weird that people debate like the difference between Banker's Note and Total Recall. I think the fact that we debate between those two relics in general proves how good those relic placements are. The fact that tier 5, is it tier 5? Tier 6 relics? I went Total Recall. Tier 6, the fact that people are debating between Total Recall and Banker's Note, that makes tier 6 a good, well-balanced tier, because it's like, shit, which one do you pick? And while the majority of players might be picking some relics here that I haven't picked, I don't think that they're necessarily the best picks, in my opinion. But we'll go through the relics in a minute, go through the masteries and the areas, and I just want to, discuss why this league gives me that feeling. And if you have any debates that you want to discuss with me, put it in the comment section down below. And if you can hit the subscribe button while you're down there, I'd greatly appreciate the support. I'm just mining here at the moment because, well, eventually I'm going to need 99 smithing. And while I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile 2 and editing videos, this is great AFK just to build up my adamant bar stack so I can do adamant plate bodies when I decide to go for it. In the meantime, I've been doing a lot of combat tasks, like I've greenlogged the Duke and the Phantom Muspah. I accidentally did Awakened Duke. Just a quick side note, I got the Awakened Orb drop, and then I recalled out, walked back in, accidentally said yes. I had 3 Swordfish and 2 Prayer Pots. Never done Awakened Duke before in my life, and just smashed it first kill. It was actually pretty funny. So that was a good Awakened experience for me. However, just talking on the note of the league, I want to go over the relics first. I think this is the big discussion and the big take. I think, this is my personal opinion, and I think I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can. I think this is, other than tier 5, this is the best possible relic selection that you could pick. Maybe tier 8 as well is debatable too, but I think tiers 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, these relic choices I picked are the best relics you can pick generically, or generally, should I say. If you have different preferences or goals throughout the league, then of course you switch your play style up. But if you're just playing as a general player and you just want like the best generic experience through the through the league, and to have minimal backlash, like minimal drawbacks on grinds, I think these are the picks. Power Miner, I believe, is the best. Now, Animal Wrangler was the most popular. Lumberjack is obviously, for everyone, the weakest choice, and you would only pick this if you had specific goals or ambitions in mind. However, tier 1, this is where the debates start coming in. I think Power Miner is better than Animal Wrangler almost infinitely, because while Animal Wrangler does a lot of fishing, and a lot of people debate, well, you can AFK fish in Carambrams. To be honest, that's not a good selling point for me. Like, you're AFK fishing Carambrams to 50 mil fishing, maybe 50 mil cooking, and then that's it. Like, the relic becomes dead. Whereas with mining, you could argue the same, it's less AFK, but mining, smithing, and maybe crafting a little bit are just inherently far shitter skills to grind. They're just fucking terrible. And me being able to do this with adamant, even though I could do rune, smithing-wise, adamant and plate bodies is just better. The fact that I can do this, I've got 1,000 amethyst in the bank from doing amethyst crystals. This makes mining and smithing so much fucking better. It's not even questionable. Like, I don't have to worry about shit. The bars are already smelted. I can just go smith them, and I don't think that Animal Wrangler can compete with that in any way, because it only cooks half the food. I'll go to the bank quickly. I'll show you. I have 63 fishing. I have 86 cooking. Okay, cooking. You can level that no matter what. But I have 63 fishing. I've never had to fish in this game except for tasks, and I've got fucking 4,000 sharks. I've got 300 manta rays, 200 sea turtles. I don't think food is this big of an issue. The carambrams, I haven't even done typo 1 I trade because you can buy all the food. I think the benefit that, in terms of having food, fishing is irrelevant in leagues, and that's why I think it loses a lot of its value there. There is the hunter aspect as well, which let me read it quickly so I don't misquote it. Hunter traps never fail. Box traps catch chin chompers faster, and they're double when caught, giving double XP. That's great. You have to catch 500 chins for a task, and then that's it. You don't need them to train ranged. I'm 97 ranged. Yes, it's my last leveled skill, but I've never felt the need to struggle with training ranged. If I really wanted to, I'd get a cannon. But I just don't feel like, while on paper it might look good, I think Power Miner is the stronger relic. Not as popular. When I saw the video Jagex uploaded with Soup, I think Power Miner was the stronger relic, even though it wasn't the most popular. It was easily the better fucking choice by far. And that's why I went with Power Miner. That's my choice. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think down below if you agree or disagree. You may not have picked Animal Wrangler, but here's a point that I like to make at the end of the day. Anyone that picked Power Miner, I don't think there were any regrets. But I think, well, I know that people that picked Animal Wrangler, some, not all, I know you may not have personally, but there are people who regretted not having Power Miner. There are Animal Wranglers, that have regretted not having Power Miner, but no one that's had Power Miner has regretted picking it over Animal Wrangler. And that, by default, makes it the better relic, makes it the stronger relic, the better choice generically. Moving on to tier 2. Corner Cutter is the lumberjack. Well, a stronger lumberjack because it does have a lot more value to offer you, and it is a nice relic. But what it's up against with Forager and Dodgy Deals, it just doesn't really give you the same satisfaction when you read it, at least. And I went Friendly Forager because I think Dodgy Deals is another Animal Wrangler trap. I've got 64 thieving, and I've only leveled thieving and fishing when I've needed them for tasks, like basically getting base 60s. I've not needed to touch thieving. You don't, like, while thieving does, like, there's a lot of benefits. Like, people say you could steal seeds from master farmers. You have all your money problems solved. XYZ, Dragon Cannon. That's great, but it doesn't really scratch the itch of, you go get the seeds, then you got to go farming, then you can start doing your herbal. Friendly Forager just immediately solved that problem by doing all the skilling while doing your tasks, right? And then after that, you stop using the pouch, right? I don't use the pouch anymore. I'm 91 herbal, we're fine. But they're saving secondaries at 90% chance to not consume them, and everything is a 4-dose potion when making them. That's the big one. That just made everything infinitely better inside in the raid. Sorry, not in the raid, in the league. So you only needed like 10 snake grass and you had 100 prayer potions. And I had prayer potions like within the first few hours. I was able to push echo bosses really early into the league. If you remember, I did that 24-hour stream. I was straight into it, and we were fucking going. You know, we had super combats, potions, like super sets, should I say, very early on. And that just really pushes our PVM potential a lot earlier, which helps with the masteries. And I think the thieving relic, a lot of people say, yeah, if you go Tiramwin, it does have a lot more benefits. Or people were saying blood shards from Vyres, that's great, but I feel like people are really thieving blood shards because you're just getting big stacks of high value items, and you're not going to go through 14 blood shards. You're not really going to be like, yeah, I've got the blood shard, this is excellent. I think it's just like, wow, look at the blood shards I've got. It's more of a dopamine sort of, I've got a lot of high value blood shards, this would be sick if it was in the main game mindset, more than this is great, I've got unlimited blood shards. You're not going to fucking use them. For thieving in Elf Place, it does actually help with smithing and crafting, which does kind of lower the value of Power Miner a little bit. So there is arguments for that there, of course, but I just feel like Friendly Forager overall provided a lot more value for, I guess, consistent gameplay loop through combat, which allows you to go through with Slayer and stuff as well. So that's why I felt like Friendly Forager was the play. Like, again, thieving is a skill that you don't need to be able to progress through the game. It's a pretty dead skill. I need to figure out how to level my thieving when I start going for base 70s, 80s, 90s, but I'd rather do thieving and fishing the standard way to get to max cape than do fucking mining, smithing, and crafting and herblore the standard way to get to max cape. Infinitely, thieving and fishing are less cancerous skills to level, and they're less important skills, but they are less cancerous and they are easier to AFK without the relics. So therefore, I didn't feel like they needed that buff over Power Miner and Friendly Forager. Tier 3, also, again, with Tier 1, Friendly Forager, no one regretted that from what I can see, but there are dodgy dealers that feels like they wish they had Friendly Forager. But I don't think I saw anyone that had Friendly Forager regretting it. Tier 3, Clue Compass was the choice. Everyone knows that. Bank Heist was pointless because Clue Compass had a bank. And Fairy's Flight was... I don't know about Fairy's Flight. I haven't seen too much, but because I have Asgarnia, Clue Compass teleports you to Mudskipper Point right here. And that's your Fairy Ring sorted. Like, you had Enchanted Valley by standard anyway, but this is like the Asgarnia teleport. I don't know if there were any other options like that available. Now I've got to fucking go back and bring my recall. But, yeah, so Clue Compass just kind of ticked all the boxes. Shooting star there. And that's why I think that was the most popular. That was like a 90% pick rate for everyone. Picking anything else was mostly just for other content that people were probably trying to do videos on, or they were trying to switch up their playstyle. Maybe there were actual perks. I'm not sure how many benefits were there with the other teleports, but I think Clue Compass was the obvious no-brainer. We've got to pick that. It's just got too many good teleports. So we will move on now to Tier 4, which is where the next controversial pick is. I think Golden God is the play. Golden God was always the play. As soon as they announced Reloaded, Golden God was the choice. And then when they announced Equilibrium, it was locked in. There was no way I wasn't picking Golden God. Equilibrium is just flat out the shittest and most like dog shit skill in the game, relic in the game. There's never been a more useless fucking relic. People use it to gain XP to like max and get their 50 mils faster. I get that, that's great. But it just doesn't really provide any value outside of that. You know, once you're maxed, that's it. It just dies off completely. I guess all of them do, but Equilibrium just doesn't feel good. It's just a shit fucking relic. So we have Reloaded or Golden God. And Golden God was the no-brainer, in my opinion. Reloaded was for those that didn't pick Power Miner and Friendly Forager. If you pick those two, you don't need Dodgy Deals, you don't need Animal Wrangler. You could argue Corner Cutter, to be honest, because agility is fucking shit. It is a terrible skill to level, and this is free 50 mil agility while doing everything else. So Corner Cutter, honestly, was not a bad Reloaded pick. Maybe even the strongest of them. But I think if you go Power Miner, Friendly Forager, there was no fucking way you needed to pick Reloaded. You didn't need Animal Wrangler. You have access to cheap food and cooking already. Dodgy Deals is just like not worth it because you didn't need herbs, you didn't need to worry about farming, you just tie farm if you're going Corandor, you've got access to patches anyway. Unless you really wanted to start doing farming outside of that, but I think the main reason to do farming in Leagues early was for two reasons. One, to get herbs, which you would pick Friendly Forager for, or two, to unlock Hespori if you went Corand for the Echo Weapon. If you didn't do any of those two things, you didn't need to be worrying about farming pretty much at all. And that's why you would just pick Friendly Forager. So I wouldn't pick Dodgy Deals, fuck no. Golden God gave me access to 99 magic. I got 99 magic without casting a spell or doing any combat magic XP. Like, I just sat there alching. You have unlimited money. That was fucking excellent. I have 99 construction. I can get a 50 mil in literally like maybe 45 minutes doing demonic thrones with Total Recall and Golden God, just because I have that access to money. 99 prayer, I AFK'd 99 prayer, I went out, I just left the computer running, and you leave it on the altar and it does like 25 minutes and then logs you out. Come back, do it again. That was perfect, you know. I go walk the dog, I come back, I turn the altar on, then I go downstairs, do something else, and you get 99 prayer in no time. So it really just, it cut all of that shit out of the way. Having 99 prayer was just better for combat, better for your potions, better for the Inferno, better for the fight caves, better for Slayer. Total Recall was coming up still, so it was really beneficial to have that access. And yeah, just money for everything. I never need to worry about money again. If you want to go Toggle, you want to buy runes, you want to do, I don't know what the fuck else you buy with money in the league really, just crafting gems, which I don't need to be doing anymore because I'm mining them. Blast Furnace was really good. You just have 1.4 bill on you, and you just, instead of banking, you just buy coal, put it in the Blast Furnace, buy coal, put it in the Blast Furnace. Obviously, if you have Banker's Note, you skip that. So I think Golden God was a really strong play there over like fucking Dodgy Deals or Animal Wrangler. Like, you just don't need that because you can just buy your shit. And dodgy deals, Golden God is a far better source of income. Dodgy deals doesn't compare to Golden God when it comes to amount of money you can make. So that's why I felt like Golden God was the play there. Now, Tier 5 is open to interpretation. Slayer Master made it really easy to do your Slayer and do your Echo bosses. Production Master makes this part of the game that I'm up to now, this part of the league, infinitely better because it makes smithing, smelting, and crafting, and fletching, and fucking... what else is there? Maybe not fire making, I don't think, but it just makes cooking. It makes it so much easier and kills the need for things like equilibrium. Production Master is excellent for those that are going for Dragon, I'll be honest with you. And Treasure Arbiter was the strongest relic in this tier. I went Slay Master because of two reasons. One, I was going for the Day 1 Infernal Cape, and also I had the Hydra and Cerberus, which were two good reasons to pick Slay Master, so I don't need to worry about finding Slayer tasks. Thankfully, the Hydra was broken anyway. You couldn't get a task until like 5 days ago. So I could skip all that shit. And even now, when I want to go get an Imbued Heart, I just go camp like Abyssal Demons until I get an Imbued Heart with my Venator Bow. No issues. Every boss I kill, I get Slayer XP. It's a free 50 mil Slayer XP just by bossing and killing things and just grinding out Imbued Hearts and stuff. So Slayer Master was a good choice for me. If I was to do it again, I don't regret Slayer Master, but I might choose Treasure Arbiter because all these clue scrolls here, this is nothing compared to what you would have with Treasure Arbiter. And even then, like, it's just insanely fast points and insanely fast clue scrolls. With the clue scroll teleport as well, all your clue scrolls are minimum steps. You don't need items for them. It's just fucking teleport, click the NPC, yes. Teleport, click NPC, yes. Move on. And I think Treasure Arbiter is just... my mate was behind me in points and tasks. And then with overnight, he was ahead of me in points and still behind me in tasks because he chose Treasure Arbiter. He got to tier 8 before me when we had the same amount of tasks completed just because he just did clue scrolls. Treasure Arbiter skyrockets you to tier 8 and area 3 very quickly. But I think maybe Production Master is better for the long-term late game relic points, going for 50 mil everything, going for max cape. I think Production Master cuts a lot of shit out of the game. And Slay Master is probably the more fun and more beneficial for some of the tasks that are later on in the game. Like, you got to kill 150 giant moles, you get a good amount of Slayer XP out of that. If you had Mauritania, you could use a Slayer Helmet with that, which was awesome. I think there's a bug with that where that's working everywhere regardless if you have Mauritania Slayer Helmet, which is awesome. So there's perks to the Slayer Master one. Brimstone ring, keys and shit are everywhere. But yeah, I don't think there's actually a wrong choice with Tier 5. I think all Tier 5, all choices are acceptable. It just depends what you prefer. I needed Slayer Master, so that was it. Now we move on to Tier 6, Total Recall or Banker's Note. Banker's Note was the more popular choice. Banker's Note is what people believe is better. I'm obviously on the Total Recall team, and I believe Total Recall is a better relic. And I don't think it's even fucking close. Now, Banker's Note is, if you're going to learn the Inferno and Colosseum, you're going to want Banker's Note. Sure, I get that. To be honest, if you have the right combat relics and echo weapons, you could probably avoid it anyway. You won't need it eventually. But if you're really gonna feel like you're gonna struggle, it also helps with Cox. Like, people just run through; they don't have to do prep in Cox, which I mean is fine if they don't mind not being overloaded. But I think Total Recall just fucking smashes it out of the park. Let me go get my Total Recall. Let's find out where it is. I don't even know where I've got it set at the moment. But I was killing, fucking Duke, and I just make an inventory full of Duke potions. I kill the Duke once, 5 Dog Sword specs, 2 Zombie Axe specs, like a 22-second kill. Then I Total Recall, and oh, here we go. We're at Nex, right? I just have access to Nex, go straight in, kill him, kill Nex. You can teleport out with the Altar Shore. That's fine, either one. You don't need Banker's Note in here because you have enough resources to do a solo kill or a group kill. Teleport out and go again. I was doing the same thing in Duke. Like, I'd go in with Duke, 5 Dog Sword specs, 2 Zombie Axes, and then Total Recall out, full spec again, run straight back in. And I think that's way better than Banker's Note. Like, bossing, even in an instance, you save it outside the instance. I think unless you need it in raids to be able to do shit, or you're doing Inferno and Colosseum practice, I think Total Recall was better for bossing and Slayer, infinitely. Like, having the Banker's Notes on you is great, but I don't think it beats getting your special attack back as well. 101 prayer, 99 HP, just recall back and you're good. I just don't see it being better than like smashing your spec like this and then just fucking you're back again, you know? Like Banker's Note just can't compete with that. That is massive. You have a spec weapon, even a Dragon Dagger, done. Just Total Recall really saves you there. It's also handy for just if you're doing tedious tasks in hard to reach locations like Keldagrim or what's it called? Mahogany Homes is really good for that as well. You just plant it in like the middle of Hosidius Market because there's no good Hosidius teleport unless you had the talisman, which I still don't fucking have. If I need to fuck off somewhere real quick to do a clue scroll to do a task, or I've got to go help someone get into DKs, or even if I wanted to go DKs myself, I just Total Recall, and it really did come in clutch for some time saving and some cheesy boss setups. I think that went undiscovered, or people weren't thinking about that when picking Banker's Note. Again, Banker's Note is also a great pick. Banker's Note does some excellent fucking buffs that Total Recall can't match, like having unlimited food on you and your skilling. Like some people say, Banker's Note is instant 99 rune crafting. That's good, mate. Proud of you. Don't really think that the 99 rune crafting or 50 mil rune crafting is the selling point for me to pick Banker's Note. I'll just put XP lamps into it and eventually go for 99 anyway. But outside of that, I think Total Recall, for what I wanted to do, was just a far better relic, and PVM wise, it is better, 100%. Unless you specifically are relying on the Inferno. Once you get your first Inferno kill down and your second kill, and you get more comfortable with it, you're not going to need Banker's Note in there anyway. Banker's Note's going to be for like your first or second KC in the Inferno and Colosseum. You're then going to barely be fucking using it. Total Recall is just a better long-term relic, I believe, personally. But now we're going to look at Tier 7. Tier 7, I didn't pick Grimoire because I think it's just shit. It was a terrible fucking relic placement. It should be, probably could have been earlier. But it's really area specific because I picked Karend, Fremenic, and Asgarnia. So the only things I don't have that Grimoire offers me is Piety, Chivalry, and Ancient Magics. That's not worth a Tier 7 relic. Like, why use Piety when I'm already on 2-tick attack speed? And if I turn these three on here, I'm missing, what am I missing? 10% defense, 8% strength, and 5% accuracy. That ain't worth a tier fucking 7 relic, dude. Not in a million years. So Grimoire is out of the fucking question. You don't need Ancient Magics for anything in this game except the Leviathan, and even then in Leagues, you could probably skip the need for it in Leviathan, and I didn't pick Desert because I think Desert's a fucking terrible area to pick. So Grimoire was just a straight up never. I have Fremenic. So Pocket Kingdom was a little dead to me. Pocket Kingdom is buffed the fuck to the moon compared to Miscellanea. But I already had Miscellanea access, so I didn't really need to touch it. I'm happy doing it once a day. The Miscellanea rewards are pretty good for seeds and stuff. So I had to go Overgrown. And Overgrown was a really good pick. Like, I hit 99 farming, 16 mil farming speed. Jesus, I was 97 farming yesterday. Like, less than 12 hours ago. I want to say maybe 14 hours ago, actually. I was 97 farming. Now I'm 16 mil farming. I'm just chilling with the Vault just doing its thing. It's getting me plenty of resources. We've got 30 Celestious Bark. Haven't touched anything. We've got 600 Rainars, 300 Snake Grass, 333 Snapdragons. I haven't even been farming, dude. I've just been chilling, you know. Been sitting up the back here with my feet up. So that's been really beneficial for me. And Tie Farm. For those who haven't done their Tie Farm yet, if you have Overgrown, Tie Farm plants never die, so you don't need to water them. Just plant and then use the fertilizer. You can put 33 seeds down before the first one's fully grown, and you just harvest them all. And Tie Farm is basically just sped the fuck up by like, I don't know how fast. I want to say like maybe 50% faster or 100% faster, sorry. It's easily twice as fast. And that's excellent for 50 mil farming if you ever need it, or if you need to do any sort of like great farming. If you wanted to do Tie Farm and speed run it, you had that availability there. So, ran out of mana, just recall, and we're back to 101. So, I think Overgrown was a really strong relic for Tier 7. I honestly wish Reloaded and maybe Grimoire swapped positions. That would have made both those choices a lot more powerful. But it also meant that people could go like Reloaded, Banker's Note, Total Recall or something. And that would have made Reloaded maybe too fucking strong. But Grimoire would have been stronger lower down. I just don't think it really helps that much. I mean, Grimoire might be actually, come to think of it, if you look at my cogs log, 5 Arcane Prayer Scrolls, 0 Dexes, and an Eldermore, like, shit, dude. Maybe Grimoire would have been good, so I had my rigor with the hard R, but who knows? Maybe I'll be lucky and get it in the next 2 weeks. As for Tier 8, boys, I think Last Stand was overhyped. I think Last Stand looks great. I've been watching people use it. It's awesome. But it's a 3-minute fucking cooldown. And that's too much for me, man. 3-minute cooldown. Or if you die, then you get it back. Just to get the perk. It's great for learning, like Banker's Note, of course, I'm sure. But there's no way it was worth picking over Guardian and Specialist. Guardian, my mate's got it. Guardian, I nearly picked. Very strong. Pretty much solves all your PVM problems. If you didn't pick Banker's Note or Last Stand, Guardian will do it for you. This guy will just fuck everything up. Like, it's like a Thrall on steroids. And Specialist, I'm glad I picked this. Because I have the Dog Sword. I'm surprised the Dog Sword was one of the least popular Echo weapons and Echo bosses to fight. This thing is fucking awesome, man. I love the Dog Sword. Especially with the spec weapon. Yeah, come out. Wait, yeah, get out of here. Let's go. Like, this thing is fucking sick, man. You just sit there chopping them up. Like, you could just send these specs, stand back, and then all the ancient Godsword specs come through and just fucking chip away at them. This is why it cleans up Duke so fast, you know? You just go here. You fuck right here. I'll go set up a Duke kill now quickly while I'm still yapping on for another 20 minutes. Jesus Christ. But I think the Dog Sword just really solved a lot of problems for me. And there was a stipulation that everyone was worried about, that like, oh, you're gonna be just specking all the time and it's gonna be boring. To be honest, I think you're gonna be trying to die all the time to get that buff from Last Stand and waiting 3 minutes to do it again. That sounds way more fucking boring than I'm out of Torstal Seeds, damn. Than Dog Sword specking constantly. Like, I'm just gonna go in with this shit. Oh, I can't do Duke, can I? Because I need to make the potions. Fuck it, let's do the Phantom Muspah then instead. Just run through. Look at these chumps mining away. I need to do that actually for a task still. Do a quick Phantom Muspah kill. This shit's awesome, man. Make sure we're on Crush, because you gotta send him to the Shadow Realm. And hope for the best here. Hopefully I don't run out of mana or health in time. And this is just how good the Dog Sword is, man. You just come up here, hit him with the spec a couple times. 13, 53. Unfortunately, when he phases, you don't get the spec from the Ancient Godsword, but doesn't matter, man, because you have increased 25% increased healing, and you have just gonna stand here. 25% increased healing, and you have extra prayer restore too. You just you're pretty much full health instantly. Like, I did the Inferno yesterday, and it didn't matter what happened. If you were in trouble, if you took damage, you just Dog Sword spec'd, and you were back to full health from like 60 by only hitting like a 20. It was just way too much damage. Here we go. Just send some more specs. And we're fucking gaming. Look at this. Never in trouble. Maybe get around the spikes. When you're fully geared and you have the Nature's Reprisal for when he's in the... Hey, I'm recording, mate. And when you got the Nature's Reprisal going, you can get like really quick kills. You go too fast that the spikes are actually just... They're still fucking you even in this phase. It's really hard to pass, but I'm not even going to fucking pray range, provided I don't die, of course. To be fair, I'm not wearing my Torva, so... Might be a slight problem. Oh, actually we might need a... Oh! We're good. We should be fine. I don't have any food. Good luck. Oh, shit. Oh! Oh! Total recall! And never died. So, you see what I'm saying there? If I had better damage and, you know, a better way to control myself there, more tank maybe, so I didn't get hit for 30s, that would have been excellent. But, total recall, never died, spec back, good to go again. Dog Sword is just excellent, and I think that it was really the play with the relics. The areas are also subjective to your own opinion. Obviously, anyone that picked Desert probably didn't think about their league plan properly. Candor was for people trolling, trying to be pick-me players. Every other choice was really just whatever you wanted and however you wanted it. Masteries, I went tier 6 melee, then tier 3 range, and then I got tier 1 mage after I got my 10th point. And I think tier 4 range is just not good enough. Unless you're like using blowpipes and knives, but you're just never going to use that if you're going tier 6 melee. Tier 6 melee is a lot of fun. I think it's excellent. And you just... It's a great fucking league. This is an excellent system because every other league was you pick one combat style and every other style was just shit. But with this league, you pick a combat style and you can still use others. Like I still use Nature's Reprisal. Doing Cox doesn't feel terrible because I have good range consistency and now I have a bit of buff to my mage. So it just they did a good job with this league. And I'm gonna go for Dragon this time. And we're going to be streaming a lot of it. We're doing a lot of mass raids, a lot of mass content for you guys to enjoy. So make sure you do come by to those. And I appreciate you guys coming by to listen to me yap for fucking 30 minutes. That's Leagues 5. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my opinions, my takes. Much love to you all. I'll see you in the live stream. Stay safe. Papa bless. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy.